Dean Korthvex examined the human's application with barely concealed disdain. The Nexus Combat Academy had trained the galaxy's finest warriors for 3 millennia, producing legends who could shatter mountains and bend steel with their bare appendages. Now, apparently, they were accepting mammals. Miss Rodriguez, the towering Korathian administrator, rumbled, his forearms gesturing dismissively at the combat facility beyond his office windows. This institution was designed for species with exoskeletons, redundant organ systems, and combat-optimized physiology. Your kind possesses none of these advantages. Elena Rodriguez shifted nervously in the chair that had clearly been designed for much larger beings. At 19 standard years, she was the first human ever accepted to the Academy, and only because the Galactic Education Treaty required diversity initiatives. "I understand the challenges, sir," she replied quietly. Dean Korthvex activated a holographic display showing the Academy's training grounds. Massive stone pillars rose from floors made of compressed diamond. Gravity generators created fields ranging from 0.1 to 15 standard gravities. Combat drones moved through obstacle courses at speeds that would liquefy most organic tissue. "Your bones will snap here," he stated matter-of-factly. "Your primitive cardiovascular system will fail under the pressure differential chambers. Your single heart," he paused to let the absurdity sink in, "will simply stop when faced with our standard endurance protocols." Elena nodded politely. "When do I start?" The dean's mandibles clicked in what his species used to express incredulity. "Miss Rodriguez, perhaps you misunderstood. I am explaining why you will not survive your first day." "I heard you, sir. But I'm still going to try." 3 hours later, Dean Korthvex stood in the observation deck watching the first-year orientation. New cadets from a dozen species were attempting the basic agility course, a simple series of obstacles designed to weed out the weakest candidates. The Drachmarie cadet, with his reinforced bone structure and natural armor plating, cleared the razor wire section with predictable efficiency. The vegan collective mind entity flowed through the spatial puzzles like liquid mercury. Standard performances from superior beings. Then Elena Rodriguez approached the first obstacle. The gravity field shifted to 8G. Students were expected to crawl through this section, their enhanced physiology barely managing the crushing pressure. Elena dropped to her hands, took a deep breath, and launched into a perfect cartwheel. The observation deck went silent. "Impossible," whispered Professor Zilthera, the Academy's head of physics. "At 8G, her skeletal structure should compress like tissue paper." Elena completed 3 cartwheels in succession, landed gracefully, and moved to the next obstacle, a section where localized gravity shifted chaotically in all directions. Students typically spent several minutes calculating safe passage vectors. Elena closed her eyes, took another breath, and began doing backflips. She moved through the shifting gravity like she was dancing, her body adapting to each field change with fluid grace. When gravity reversed, she used the momentum to propel herself forward. When it shifted sideways, she rolled with it, turning potential disaster into kinetic advantage. "She's not fighting the gravity," Professor Zilthera breathed. "She's using it." Dean Korthvex watched in stunned silence as Elena approached the final obstacle, the kinetic absorption field, designed to drain energy from anything that entered. Most students had to punch their way through using brute force, exhausting themselves in the process. Elena walked up to the field barrier, placed her palms against it, and began to stretch. "What is she doing?" demanded the dean. "I believe," said Professor Zilthera slowly, "she's treating it like exercise equipment." Elena used the energy-draining field as resistance training, pushing and pulling against it until she found the resonance frequency. Then she simply slipped through a gap in the field matrix that none of the Academy's brilliant engineers had ever noticed. She completed the course in 12 minutes and 37 seconds, a new Academy record. Dean Korthvex found Elena in the recovery bay afterward, doing what appeared to be recreational stretching. "How?" he asked simply. Elena looked up with genuine confusion. "How what, sir? Your species is fragile. Weak. How did you—" "Oh." Elena smiled, finally understanding. You thought I was going to fight the obstacles. I didn't fight them. I just moved with them. She demonstrated a simple yoga pose. Humans are really good at adapting. We don't break because we bend. That evening, Dean Korthvex filed a report with the Galactic Education Committee. Request immediate expansion of human enrollment. Previous assessment of species capabilities was fundamentally flawed. They do not overcome challenges through superior strength or technology. They overcome challenges by redefining what it means to be challenged. Elena Rodriguez graduated valedictorian 3 years later. Her thesis was titled, "Why Fighting the Universe is Harder Than Dancing with It."